Welcome back to Views with Hughes and Jennifer News. This is Jerome Hughes. Today's story: Bob Iger fires another leader that's an Imagineer. So, gonna go ahead and get right into it. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about what's happening, as well as discussing why did Bob Iger fire another Imagineer. Okay, so this is also coming in from X and stuff, where a number of people also got a hold of it. Where thanks to Scott Gustin, that Barbara Abuza, I think I pronounced her name right correctly, hopefully, said that she was going to wrap up her work as president of Walt Disney Imagineering this month. So she put out there in a statement, I believe it was from her Instagram post here, and I think she also posted in LinkedIn, where it says that probably building upon our extraordinary legacy, Imagineers are shaping a future that inspires humanity. Yeah, right. As one global team of innovative creators and storytellers, we immerse our guests in experiences that make memories of a lifetime. Okay, so is but going into through all the details and everything. She did say that I truly believe humanity needed Disney more than ever. The world was trying to understand the impact of global pandemic, business disruptions, stay-at-home orders, a reckoning of race, and growing political divide. From their Imagineers endured pressures of talent and reductions, unprecedented escalation on projects, political crosshairs, and the need to make life-changing decisions with the families around the relocation from California to Florida. But it basically she also later on announced that the success has fueled the turbocharged growth of Disney experiences. But she wrapped up at the end stating that it is a bittersweet. It's bittersweet as I wrap up my work as president of Walt Disney Imagineering this month before I create an even bigger impact for the world. Stay tuned. WDI or Walt Disney Imagineers will be in excellent hands with my partner Bruce Vaughn, Chief Creative Officer, who is an exceptional creative leader. Okay. So yeah, basically, remember, she did replace Bob Weiss back in 2021 and stuff. In her that announcement, she wrote that that the Imagineers was going to be in excellent hands with her and stuff with her partner Bruce Vaughn. Okay, who is an exceptional creative leader. All right, so yeah, this is all pretty interesting as well. That Bob Iger is letting go another leader in the company, but practically somebody that's of a minority as well as a female, and a lot of people wondering, they're wondering what all the Shills have to say about it. But the thing is, Shills aren't even saying anything. So I'll also get into details about that one later. So gather around, everyone. Settle in, because I got a big sale for you that's ripe with intrigue, a lot of drama, and the kind of plot twist you'd expect from a Hollywood movie. All right. But except this story isn't playing out on the silver screen. It's actually unfolding in real life. Okay. Now, let's just go ahead and think about it right quick. The story is not playing out on the silver screen, but think about it. It's a quiet, Saturday morning. The world is just beginning to stir. And then out of nowhere, Disney decides that it's the perfect time to shake up the very foundations of its kingdom by firing a key figurehead. That's right. He fired her. No, the announcement of this was made known out there in secret, in quiet, on a yesterday morning. Okay. But people, this is not an isolated incident. Nope. It's actually just the latest in a series of shockwaves sent through the company, following closely on the heels of the dismissal of the head of live action movies. Now, big titles like Snow White and even Mufasa were going to be in play, about to start and stuff. And then still, Sean Bailey got the boot. Sean Bailey is the one who was responsible for all the live action remakes and stuff. But it's as if Disney's embarked on a spring cleaning spree, except they're tossing out executives like the last season's fashion. All right. So let's go ahead and dive deeper into this particular narrative. Now, you have Disney, a name that's actually familiar with dreams, magic, and even pixie dust, and suddenly showing its cutthroat side. All right. So we're talking about the company that gave us timeless classics like Unforgettable Adventures, and let's be honest, a hefty dose of our childhood nostalgia before it became woke. And at the center of it is the latest episode is the mastermind behind the proposed transformation of Splash Mountain, who it into what's been colorfully described as Rainforest Tiana's Rainforest Cafe. Okay, that's where he meets Hobby Lobby's floor section. Okay, so the Disney's leader of Imagineering, Barbara Boza, now they let her go. Now, before you go thinking this is a standard corporate reshuffling, let me just try to see if I can do my best to paint a picture. Okay, so Barbara Boza, named that until recently might not have rung any bells outside the most Disney circles and stuff, found herself actually put into the spotlight. You know, her departure or termination note reads like a Disney fairy tale that I just read for you all, that's filled with a lot of talk of building upon legacies and inspiring humanity. And, you know, she stepped into the Imagineering role back in 2020, right in the thick of, you know, the global pandemic, no less, armed with lofty ambitions of challenging what she deemed as norms and injecting fresh perspectives borrowed from her days at the architectural giant Gensler. But seems to me that just like Gensler, Disney doesn't want her there either, let alone Bob Iger. But now, as she makes an exit, we're left wondering the true narrative behind the scenes. You know, was this mutually agreed in parting of ways, or is there actually more to the story? You know, but in this particular saga of high-profile exits and different project cancellations, including different movies and stuff, Disney's strategy, or lack thereof, you know, is starting to raise eyebrows, you know, but at the same time still having a few doubts here and there. And this is all interesting coming up after, you know, Nelson Peltz has had that, you know, shareholder meeting and stuff, answering questions that the shareholders had for them. Okay. But Disney's lack of strategy begins to raise eyebrows and everything, and they've been letting go of projects and people with the stealth or quietness and secrecy that's similar to a cat burglar in the night. Okay, so the much discussed reimagining of Splash Mountain into a tribute of Tiana from The Princess and the Frog is but one example. The brains behind the makeover won't even see the project through to its unveiling. This includes the Imagineer that was recently fired, Boza. Now, this begs the question, is Disney second guessing its own vision, or is it simply clearing the deck for a new era? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. But here's the big kicker. Okay, here is the really big kicker. All those Disney aficionados, the enthusiasts, or who we call the Disney Shills and stuff, who often cheer from the sidelines at every Mickey-shaped development, seems to be unfazed by this development. Matter of fact, haven't even heard of anybody complaining about this. You know, it's as if a collective realization, as many will call it, has dawned upon them, or maybe they're just toying with the company line. You know, going along with everything, not saying anything, just agreeing to it, afraid to bite the hand that feeds them those perks and previews and stuff that they always wanted and they're trying to get. All right, so this is pretty interesting. You know, that's what I've been thinking, you know, during this, like when I as I was preparing for this video. But this particular unfolding drama at Disney is not just a blip on the entertainment radar itself, but seems to me it's a testament to the turbulent times that is facing the industry at large. Well, with that particular thing, this is where Bob Iger had actually messed up everything with his decisions, because of the fact that he wanted to make changes, he wanted to bring changes. Problem is, those were the wrong changes. Now, as a company pours billions into the next decade of dreams and developments, the silent dismissals and the pivots of that they deem to be strategic is actually painting a picture of a conglomerate, a big titan company at a crossroads and stuff. Now, what exactly does this mean for the future of Disney's parks, its movies, and its place in culture, in its cultural spotlight? Well, that's actually the $1 million question, people. Now, as we actually go through the exposing the different layers of this particular Disney drama, we're reminded that behind the magic, the fairy tales, and the happily ever afters, you know, there's a business machine that's constantly evolving, sometimes ruthlessly so. And the departure of key players like Barbara Boza is not only signaling an end of an era, but the beginning of a new chapter filled with a lot of unknowns, apparently. Now, is this going to be the same narrative? Or is this narrative going to lead Disney to new heights? Or is it just a sign of turbulence in the kingdom? Now, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna watch. We're gonna speculate, and we be sure to stay tuned with me in this saga with Disney, because if there's one thing this story actually guarantees, is that, you know, the Magic Kingdom itself always has a few surprises up its sleeve, and as always, I'll be there to break it down for you, sharing insights and updates, you know. But the kicker is that I'm still stuck on the fact that Bob Iger this wasn't really announced hugely and stuff as a few others and stuff, and that got me wondering, you know, like Bob Iger not announcing this, not announcing her termination, if you will. We all know Bob Iger is known for making people a scapegoat out of people and stuff, you know, blaming people for his decisions and failures and all of that. But the thing is, he's blaming them and firing them and not taking accountability, right? That could be it, or possibly because her termination hasn't been necessarily announced because of the consequences of announcing that a woman of color who had a leadership role has been fired and stuff to be replaced by a white man, possibly whose ancestry is of European origin and stuff, may not look good for Bob Iger as well as his company, let alone his legacy. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, it's not because of race or gender, but might be realizing that, you know, DEI hiring is not beneficial to the company. It's not going to take the country to a better level of making profits, as well as attracting newer customers and keeping the same customers that they have for decades. Okay. But it's also proven that when it comes to DEI hiring, when it comes to that, you got to hire based on if they have the proven skills, the proven talent, the proven abilities to get the job done, rather than what race they are, what color they, what gender they are, as well as what, you know, what sexuality they may be identified as, or what they identify for themselves. All right. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional thoughts that you might have on this particular topic. If you enjoy what I share in this video, go ahead, smash the like button, and share far wide across social media, and tell more people about this channel. If you want more Disney news, go ahead and stay tuned, and be sure to smash the like button. All right. Until then, peace.